Hello and welcome to the Friends of California Condors Wild and Free speaker series, the people of the California Condor Recovery. Today we're talking to Daniel Cook. He's a park ranger with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Park ranger is a broad term. It covers a few different careers. They can serve as law enforcement officers, environmental outreach experts, historians, or a combination of those three. Hello, Daniel. Can you tell us a little bit about what type of park ranger you are and what inspired you to get involved in the field?
Hello, thank you for having me here today, Helen. I really appreciate it, and thank you for pointing out, those different careers of park rangers. I think a lot of people forget sometimes that there's multiple types and they focus on the law enforcement only. But it's actually, law enforcement is the smallest group of park rangers out of those different careers. My role with the Hopper Mountain National Wildlife Refuge Complex is education and interpretation, and primarily with our Condor kids. And I got into this stuff because I really enjoy teaching other people. I really enjoy getting outdoors. And I really do get genuinely fascinated by bugs and plants and clouds and all the different things in nature. So I think I'm just like a big kid. When we're kids, we're always interested in snails and birds and everything, but we kind of grow out of it. And I guess I never grew up.
Nice. Can you tell us a favorite memory of your experience working as a park ranger?
Yeah, I want to say all of them. Every time I get to go do park ranger things, put on my hat and my uniform and get out in the field with people, it's the best. But I definitely would choose when we took a group of 7th grade students, middle school students, out to Bitter Creek National Wildlife Refuge. Thanks largely to the Friends for getting buses to get these students from Fillmore out there. But it was just an amazing day. We had so many kids, so many volunteers coming out, so many of our partners, biologists and different folks coming together to provide not just an amazing, experience with science and STEM and condor conservation, but also just with outdoor recreation and nature. We were able to get them to watch the biologists work up some condors and draw some blood. They got to see releases, do some telemetry, but we also did some hiking and just enjoyed that nature. And what surprised me most and really stuck with me most was we did some archery that day, some target shooting, to engage with that aspect of our conservation heritage. And it was really fun. All these kids, when they would hit that target, their faces would light up, the confidence that they got. I had no idea it was going to be such a powerful tool to empower a kid. And yeah, it's definitely my highlight is watching those kids get that confidence.
That was a highlight for my time in the Friends group, being able to support that outing for the Condor kids. So I can understand your enjoyment of it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most challenging part of becoming a park ranger, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, so for me, the most challenging part was sort of seeing that road to be the path to becoming a park ranger. I grew up with a single mom and 3 older brothers, 2 of which are my cousins that my mom adopted when I was really young. My oldest of those is also deaf. So we had some challenges and some struggles growing up that really didn't let me look forward and see college as an option or some of these different career paths as an option. But my community really surrounded me and some other folks in our neighborhood to provide us with some opportunities to get outdoors, provide us with some opportunities to feel empowered and to see that we can do some things. So I just kind of kept going forward. I was aware that opportunities were out there. I didn't know what they were going to be, but I knew, hey, if I try this, if I go to school, I had to go to community college first because I didn't have a good GPA when I graduated high school. And so I went through baby steps, and I wasn't always sure where I was headed, but I knew that if I just kept doing things that would benefit me, and eventually that took me into the military, and then that provided me access to college, which changed my life and gave me a whole new set of skills. But just seeing that as a possibility was really challenging growing up how I did.
Okay. I'm so glad that you overcame that. We really value working with you as a park ranger. We're glad that you attained that. How do you hope that your work can help California Condors or support the recovery program?
Yeah, so I work a lot in the classrooms and on refuges or at events with people, but I really hope that the work I do goes beyond those classrooms, goes beyond our refuges, beyond the interactions I have with people. I hope that when people think about condors, whether they met with me or heard about it from someone that I spoke to or saw something online or read an article, that they think about the bigger awesomeness of nature. That I see that when folks come together, things that were thought impossible, like saving this prehistoric giant bird that repopulates really slow. We don't understand what's going on. We're trying all these new scientific methods for the recovery at the start of the program, and that when that happens, we can overcome those things. We can make that happen, and that we're a part of that team. You, not just you, but the people watching and listening. All of us in our communities are part of that process and that program. And we're a part of that solution. So we need to be aware of that. And that solution comes from the threat of lead ammunition. Half of the known causes of California condor deaths since 1992 can be attributed to lead poisoning from lead ammunition. So condors rely on hunters and ranchers for their food supply, and we're really thankful that those communities have been a part of the recovery of California condors, and that they're really the hub of the solution for the recovery. So we just want that example that the partnerships within the program have shown that we can overcome these big challenges with recovering a species, that folks in the community, we can do those same things if we come together, and share those values and get there.
Excellent, thank you. What would you say is your greatest non-work related skill or accomplishment?
I gotta say puppeteering. I'm a big puppeter. Ever since I was a kid with little socks and then as I got a little older, I evolved to, socks with googly eyes and some Easter grass for hair. And it's always been a passion of mine. And actually, let me just show you, let me see real quick. Hi, I'm Condor Connie, and I'm a real California condor. I'm a friend of Ranger Dan's, and he wanted me to tell you guys a little bit about the condor. So I got 9.5-foot wingspan, and I weigh like 20 pounds. But I just ate, so yeah, maybe I could lose a few, but I'm looking good. But I like going on long soars with my partner over the mountains. And I'd really like to settle down with just one condor. What? Oh, friends of condors. I thought you said that your friends are condors and I thought this was like an introduction to the captive breeding program, maybe. Oh, I got a little excited there, I thought. But okay, well, yeah, all right, thanks, Connie, thanks, yeah. So that's my friend Connie. She thought she was getting set up on a date there maybe for the captive breeding program, but she's one of our ambassadors. She does education and outreach, different role. But yeah, as you can see, I love puppeteering. It's my biggest passion. That, and I do like making some noise on my guitar sometimes.
Wonderful. It was a pleasure to talk with you, and it was a pleasure to get to see a little bit more of your personal what makes you tick. So thank you for participating, and we look forward to seeing you out in the field.
Yeah, thank you so much, Helen and the friends and everybody for watching.
Okay, bye everybody.